Hello, boys. This is a podcast from Mario Garcia Menocal. He was born on December 17, 1866, in the town of Anawana, Cuba. He was the son of Gabriel Menocal, a sugar planter who early on in his son's life had to leave Cuba due to his ties to the revolutionary movement. At the age of 2, Menocal moved to the United States and then to Mexico, where his father would remain in the business of growing sugarcane in the town of San Juan Bautista in Mexico state of Tabasco. Early on, the young Menocal showed an academic promise that led his father to send him to the Institute of Chapagua in New York at the age of 13. He would then go on to enter the Maryland College of Agriculture, where he would graduate from in 1884. He would then enter the engineering school at Cornell University, from where he would graduate 4 years later. His entrance into Latin American politics basically came through the person of his uncle, who incorporated him in the plans for construction of the Nicaraguan Canal Route. After the project was complete, he would return to Cuba, where he was immediately employed by a French salt-making company at the island of Cayo Romano. After a short period of time, he was employed by the Cuban government itself to carry out the survey of the railroad that would ultimately connect Camagüey to Santa Cruz del Sur. After that, Menocal would basically join the revolutionary forces to fight in the War of Independence. He fought alongside Maximo Gomez and basically played a pivotal role in the war by contributing in his leadership skills and his unmasked sense of strategy. These skills would basically lead him to the title of Brigadier General, and he would fight until the war was over in 1898, marked by the U.S. intervention. By the end of the war, Menocal had obtained this reputation of a great leader who ultimately moved people, and basically that reputation would lead him to the eyes of the Conservative Party as their candidate in the 1908 election. Although the election resulted in a loss, he basically gained experience that he would ultimately use in the next election, from which he would be named president. His first term in office was basically highlighted by La Danza de los Millones. This was a period of time where Cuba's economy flourished due to their sugar sales to Europe, as well as the integration of American business in Cuba. Menocal kind of sparked this economic success by first getting a tight grasp of the public treasury. He also adjusted the conditions of the government debt, and he also reorganized all taxes to basically make more efficiency of the funds. His second term would be more of a bumpy road because there was a rumor circulating that the elections were basically fraudulent and that he had not won on honest terms. That obviously shadowed him throughout his second term and would basically cause internal turmoil within Cuba. He basically lost grasp of the trust that he had with the people. Although he survived that term, he would not serve a third, passing the torch of presidency to Alfredo Zayas. He would remain in the Cuban political scene, being a part of the convention that produced the Constitution of 1940. A year after that, he tragically died in the town of Havana, but he was ultimately seen as a figure that positively influenced the history of Cuba because of his first term in office and giving the Cuban people a sense of hope in terms of their economy and what they could produce in terms of how they could influence the rest of the world. Well, that's it for Mario Garcia Menocal. Thank you, boys, and good luck on the final.